All right, we are back. We had to reset the stream just to change the latency mode. So hopefully this is going to be clear. So I can do this, and then I can do this. Okay, so we are live. Just gonna check. Wait a second for a few people to hop on over. Okay, so I got the new link. Okay, cool. So it looks like someone's been able to join. Yeah, we had to. All right. Sorry about this. Just taking a sec to fix some of these issues. I'm gonna go ahead and. Oof. Yeah. Okay. I think there's no way to let people know from before. Yeah. Okay. Well, figuring out YouTube. It's the first time using YouTube, so hopefully people will be able to find the stream again. That'd be ideal. Maybe this is a sign I should set up a Discord or something for people to talk. I feel like sometimes that's too much, but yeah. Okay. I've reorganized things a little bit, so hopefully it's a little clearer. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue. So yeah, just reorganizing my layout a little bit here, made the resolution a little better. I want everybody to be able to see what we're working on tonight. And yeah, okay, cool. And all right. Cool. Okay. All right, here we go. So, okay, works good for you. Awesome. Okay, so I think we're back in business, and let's get started. So the agenda tonight is we're going to finish refactoring the WebSocket connection code, and we're going to develop an agent that can connect in the middle of a game. So this is going to be a big step forward. And as always, this is informal. Feel free to ask questions, post in the chat, etc. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is start by just showing the game connection class. Okay, so this is all brand new, basically. So before we had, actually, what did we even have before? Before we had, yeah, we were using async. We were using async IO and the WebSockets library. Oh man, I am so happy we have a new library that's just doing much better. That new library, for those of you that's curious, is called Autobahn. I'm assuming that's named after the highway in Germany that doesn't have a speed limit, which is a really cool name for a networking protocol. I'll tell you what, we want to go fast. So I basically was able to find this code. This is an example in their library on the GitHub. and I was able to modify it. And basically what we do is we're now using callbacks. So we have, so basically on connect, this function's called whenever the socket connects. And then we have on open, and this is pretty much like what's running while the system is, while we have a connection. And we're basically sending messages here. So in this function on open, this is where we will send all of our messages to the web server. And then on message, and this is the key here, this is what I had problems with before. On message is a callback. We don't have to do anything. Autobahn sets this up for us. This function will just be called whenever a message gets sent to us. And the problem we had before is that some messages were being dropped. So this is huge. And the way that I'm doing this is I'm basically making a bunch of states, and we'll probably reduce this number a little bit, but we're basically gonna have a bunch of states, and that way we can just track what state we're in. So we start off in just the ready to connect state, and everything else is false. And then, and then we have some other states, like once we're connected, we'll know that we're connected. When we're ready to log in, if we are logged in. Sorry, I'm getting a little feedback here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. I want to. Okay. Sorry about that. I had a window pop up and I could hear my own voice, and that is not helpful here. So okay. You gotta love YouTube autoplay. You just have a browser in the background, it just starts playing a video. Okay, so we have all these states, and this is so clean. So let me tell you a problem we had. Okay, so one thing that makes Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup so interesting, and just for kicks, just so it's interesting, you guys can see what we're working with here. If you're new to the game, I'm just gonna log in. I'm just gonna play a little bit, just talk over the game. So when you log in, right? So we just entered a username and password. And by the way, if you want to do all of this yourself, all the instructions on the GitHub, but basically you have a race, right? And so what we're in right now is a menu. And so this menu is where we select the type of character we want to play as. And so there's a lot of choices here, and the game style is very different depending on what you choose. Minotaur, Berserkers. So the race is the Minotaur, the background, we're going to say Berserker, and then the weapon. I'm sorry, not race, it's species. Our species is Minotaur. And so let's just start out with a hand axe. That really doesn't matter because you get weapons pretty quickly. And now we're in the game. And so basically this is a really fancy grid world. I want to just double check what you guys, okay, cool. So this is the game. And what I wanted to say is that menus are a big part of this game in terms of the interface and being able to play it. So we want to develop AI that can play this game. And honestly, any AI that's going to be able to play this game on the same level that a human plays it, they're going to have to be able to deal with menus. And this is something in our previous version of WebSockets, we didn't have a good solution for. And why menus? So there was menus in the beginning, just like the character. But then if you press I, your inventory, these are the items. I don't have very many items now, but you quickly fill up your inventory. Your inventory can hold 52 items. Some items are equipped, some items are consumable. You're constantly changing items, you're constantly consuming items, etc. So we can just kind of auto explore here, fight some creatures, and so as you see, we've already come across items. We've already picked up some stuff. Okay, this guy. Hopefully we won't die here. I mean, a Minotaur Berserker is a really tough first. Okay, so now we look at our inventory. We have a bunch of scrolls, right? I can press the letter that corresponds to them. Now I'm in a new menu, and I have these options, right? I can read the scroll. I can drop the scroll. Inscribe is a feature I don't think the AI agents are going to need to use because I think they'll be able to keep track of everything. I believe Inscribe is a feature kind of for humans. You can kind of label an item, which is kind of useful as the game progresses. Just so you guys know, on average, it can take a human, hours to play a game. I think 8 hours or longer, actually much, much longer. Anyway, menus are a thing, right? And so we didn't have a way to do it. Now we can know what menu we're in at any point in time based on, and so this is just going to be much cleaner. So we actually have states here. We have whether we are in, basically what menu we are in. We can only be in one menu at a time. So I think it makes sense to have a single variable here. And these are the menus that we have right now, which is just the first 3 menus that we see in the beginning. So select species, select background, select weapon. This is what we went through to create this character. As you see here, actually, let's go ahead and add it now. Character inventory menu, right? This is going to be a menu, and that's the one I just showed. And then I think we're going to have character item specific menu. So this is when we were like looking at a scroll, for example. And I think there's other menus. I think there's a menu when you reach the temple and you need to choose a god to worship. That's a fun aspect of this game, is that you worship a god, and depending on whether you do things the god likes, it gives you gifts or powers or special abilities. We actually started with a god, which is not too common if you look at all the races and all that stuff. Okay, so we now have menus, which is really cool. And oh, this is just so beautiful. You have no idea how happy I am that our code is like this. It's so much more clean. It's so much more readable. It's just wonderful. So, and now we can track, by keeping track of which ones of these are true or false. Most of the time, I think I only want like one of these to be true at a time. We'll know exactly where we are in terms of our connection. So whether or not we're connected, whether or not we're logged in, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's things like every 10 minutes, ping gets sent from the server just to check that we're connected. And we have to respond with Pong after a certain period of time. Otherwise, it'll just disconnect us, even if we're submitting actions and doing other things. So that's that's the handshake of WebSockets. So we have to do that. And now it's so easy, right? Whenever we get, I just want to show you guys this. Whenever we get, a Pong message. So basically the way I've written this code is that whenever we get a message, it's going to do a whole bunch of checks. It's going to check the message, and that's calling this function. So it's going to check a bunch of things. So we're going to check to see if Pong is in the message. If Pong is in I'm sorry. This checks for Pong. Actually, it's checking for ping. Ping is what the server sends. We have to respond with Pong. That completes the handshake. So you know what? Let's go ahead and refactor and rename this, because we wanna have clean code here. So check for ping, refactor, do the refactor. Okay, cool. So that's a little better. So we're gonna check now. Whenever we get that message, this state flag will become true, and then boom, right here we're connected, and it needs the Pong. We're gonna send Pong, and that's just so clean. And now when that's not true, we know that we don't have to let the server know we're connected. It knows we're connected. And then we're going to progress, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say, are we not logged in? Because if we're not logged in, we need to log in with our character. The username and password is in a config file. That's just, over here somewhere. I think it's config.py. Right, it's right here. So agent name and password, etc. So now, if we are logged in and we are in the lobby, but we haven't yet started a game, we're going to send the game selection mode. So this is going to say, basically this is the message that the server wants to see to select a game. And by the way, whenever you're interacting with the web interface through the web browser and you click something, these are exactly the kinds of messages that are being generated on the client side of your browser and sent to the web server. So this is just beautiful, because this is exactly where we want to do a little bit of reasoning or just a few if statements to check if we're in a situation where there's already a game that exists. And if there's already a game that exists, we want to reconnect to that game. And this is just so beautiful and so clean. If you had seen the code before, or if you're watching before, it's just kind of a mess, and maybe there was some trick or something that I was missing before, because I haven't really used async IO or WebSockets. And so if there is actually, and you know about that, and you want to go look at the old code, feel free to message me or let me know. I'm always trying to learn here. But I'm so happy with this autobahn thing. So okay, so once this happens, we know that the game has started. So I guess the first objective here, and let's go back to our stream progress log. So finish so I guess 1.5, let's say 1.1 is going to be test an agent can connect and play for a new game. This is the functionality we had before. So let's just make sure we can do what we did before, and then we'll move on to being able to reconnect in the middle of the game. So we're going to come back here and revisit this to when we work on the being able to resume a game. So okay, at this point, we know that a game has been started. We are in the menu to select a species, and if we haven't yet sent the species selection, then we're going to do so. And right, so I was writing some code where okay, so in the config file, so some of this is new, and I'm kind of figuring this out. But yeah, this is what we wanted to select, right? The species was Minotaur, the background was Berserker, and the starting weapon was a hand axe. And now these match exactly to the menu when we started the game, right? So if we just go back, if you're just curious, right? We started a new game, Minotaur. So this word here, this is exactly. So if we wanted to do a hill orc, we would just type in hill orc here, and then it would know how to select that. And what's so cool is that in the messages we're getting from the server, we know what's going to be available. We're actually parsing all of these, making a list of them, and we're going to be able to present these options to the agent to be able to select. So here we're checking, this is a safety check, basically to see that the species exists in the menu. If we try to select a species that doesn't exist in the menu, we're going to error out, or we're just going to print an error message. Okay, and then if that's not the case, we're going to select the species. And so what I want to do now is I'm going to exit out of this agent. I'm going to go into spectator mode, so I'm going to log out as the agent that we're going to actually connect to, and I'm going to run this. And it's not going to work because it hasn't finished yet. We haven't gotten through other menus, so it's probably going to fail somewhere, and we're going to iterate. And I think a few more of these if-else statements, we're going to have an agent that can connect, and it's going to be beautiful. So let's go ahead and okay, so did we get an error? So okay, so it's parsing out all the species. It's actually even recording exactly the key press that needs to be in the JSON message that goes to the WebSockets. And then these are messages where we're receiving, right? So if we can we click this? Okay, so we're in the species menu. So okay, you know what? I'm not going to do that because actually when you click on a game to spectate, it actually lets the agent know. And actually, I think it'll be possible for the agent to be able to communicate through the game, through the chat box in the game. So if you don't know, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup is people can play it. There's some servers that host the game. You can play online on a browser, and people can watch you, and people can talk to you through the chat box. So that's kind of a neat thing. I think that's really cool for AI research. I think we're going to be able to have something where we can actually even issue commands to our agent. Like, it'd be cool to run an agent and then just be able to be like, pause, or ask it, why did you do that? Or can you do this instead? That would be super neat. So, and because of the spectator functionality built into the web server, so much of that infrastructure is already there for us. So let's just rerun this. And we see what's happening here. Okay, so that's a lot of printout messages. Okay, so we get the message that from web tiles. I wonder if that's a problem. Hopefully that's not a problem. I don't think it was. We weren't worrying about that before. Menu ID is species main. Binary message received, binary message received, binary message received. Okay. So What do we need to do here? Okay, what I want to see is when we say menu ID species main, this should be setting this flag, self in menu select. So what I want to do is so this is the check that we're doing to check that we're in the species selection menu. And this actually hasn't been triggered. And I think it's because, actually, I'm sorry. Am I misspeaking? Let me just double check. This is perform state checks, okay. Right, we need to check this function. And check for species selection menu. So this is checking, this is incorrect. There's no title here. We don't care about title. We care about menu ID. So if you don't know, nested lookup is just a little Python library I found for helping you parse JSON. This means we can look up this key value anywhere in the JSON, whether it's nested or not. So all we want to do is check that at least somewhere we can find this menu ID is equal to this value. And if so, we're going to be happy. We're going to know we're in the species selection menu. So let's go to menu. Let's say we're going to check for menu ID. Okay, I think that's what we needed. Let's see if this solves our problem. We should get, what I'm looking for is when we run this again, we should see in between here a message saying we have set the flag to be true. So let's run it again. And menu ID is species main. But still, we're not getting it. So interesting. Okay, well, just a sanity check. Let's open up a Python console. Do we still have nested lookup? We do. Okay, so let's just do nested. Let's just do, let's say, you know, message 1 is equal to this JSON. Right? Is that... it's missing the list there. Wow, sorry, this is scrolling here. It's a long, okay, here we go. So, okay, I think we need that to complete it. No, oh, false, okay. Really, we can't say, oh, it needs to be a capital letter, okay. And so now let's just check that nested lookup is working. Nested lookup of message 1, and we're gonna check for menu ID. Now, okay, I used an underscore. Gotta be careful with the underscores and the dashes. Okay, see, it found species main here. Okay, but you know what? We're not checking for that, actually. We're looking if please select your species. Interesting. Yeah, I remember actually when I was doing this. Please select your species. So here, this is actually what I was looking for before. But, you know, if we know this is true, I don't think... Interesting, actually. Okay, actually, I'm going to change this back. Sorry, this was correct, title. Why is this correct? Because a bit earlier, we get this message, and there is this key value title, and there's this long string, or not too long, but it's basically please select your species. So this is what is at the top of the menu, and we're just going to check for this substring in the value of this. So, oh, and this is not correct because this V is a list, right? So actually, we need to go for each item in the list. That's why the problem, because this is just going to check if this, if this is a complete single element in this list, which is not what we want to do. We want to check for each element if it just is a substring of it. So this actually might just solve our problem. Let's run it and see what happens. Okay, what did we get? So welcome, please select your species. but still it didn't, we're not getting a printout. So where is this being used? You know what? I want to go ahead and debug here. So it's a great thing about running it in PyCharm. We can just easily debug it. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what V is. V is welcome Midco. Please select your species. So are we getting here? We're not getting there. So is this not in? Interesting. Please select your species is not matching. Oh, I'm sorry. V is the string. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a list. Okay, so actually, sorry, I was wrong. This is fine. We're fine. Yeah, we are all good here. V is a list. Sorry, this is returning a list of items, and we are checking V. I just got a little confused there. Okay. Let's do debugging again, just to make sure we are returning true here. So if we are returning true here, we should be eventually marking that flag. So V is this. So let's step. And we return true. Okay, beautiful. So then we should be printing this out. Console. So this is, oh, after message 10, maybe I wasn't looking far enough, right? So then species options. Okay, so we're in the menu, select species. Beautiful, this is working. And we can now look at species options. So if we go to self and species options, wow, we're inheriting a lot of things here. So that's why we see so much. Yep, we have hill orc, human, vine sucker. So this is just beautiful. This is everything in the menu, and we're just parsing it straight out of the menu. So it's exactly what the game is telling us is there. We're not using any hard-coded knowledge for that, which is just, fantastic. Okay, so, I think this is working now. So check for species. So we're doing this twice. I don't think we need to do this twice. I think I had copied that code because we're going to do something similar for the background selection menu. Right. So I think what we want to do here is this is going to be the background selection menu, and this is going to be get background options. So let's just continue. Get background options. And we'll double check that that's working. You know what? Let's just, okay, sorry. This needs to be background options. Is it going to complain that we don't have this? Maybe not. So let's go back to the top. We have species options, but we don't have background. Okay. So self.background options. And we also need weapon options, right? Because we had multiple weapons. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we have background options. So you know what? I think so what we're gonna need to do, okay, let's go back to where we're sending messages. We're doing background selection there. Okay, cool. So, right, this is where we're sending. So if we're in the game has started, we're in the menu select species, then what we're going to say is we're going to get the hotkey. So you know what? Just want to make sure this code is working as we expected. So let's debug and let's get to this point. Okay, we're going to clear this and just keep running. Okay, interesting. We never got to that point. So why didn't we get to this point? Let's check this. Are we not getting to this either? I really want to... You know what? Let's just put a breakpoint in here. Oh, yeah, it won't handle breakpoints live. That's the thing. So let's just remove. Yeah, let's at least. Yeah, will it handle breakpoints live? Sometimes you just start to doubt everything. Okay, so just to double check. So message 11. So at message 10, so here we are in menu, select species. So this is true. So we're we're not in the debugger yet, which is interesting. Maybe, are we setting this variable? That could be a problem. Yeah, we're not setting game started. No way. No way. Okay, well, let's go back and see the output, and let's see what we should be set. When we should do it, right? So, well, we're getting this welcome select your species. So if this is true, but I feel like there's another thing here, right? So DCSS protocol object has no attribute in menu select species. Line 120 on open in menu. Oh, really? Well, we have this. Did I spell it wrong? This looks the same, doesn't it? In menu, select species. Do we have it here? Oh, we don't have it here. Yes. You know what, guys? I had just started refactoring to have a single menu. So, yes. You are watching me figure out the architecture and coding it live here. So if the menu is equal to the enumeration of this, so we're gonna look at right, if this is menu dot this, then I think we're gonna be good. So let's run this again. We're still not. Oh no, we did set game started. Beautiful. So we are setting this somewhere. And are we sending a species selection message? I don't think so. Unless, yeah. And you know what? We're not. This else isn't triggering. So we did say that we are setting game started equal to true. So where is that happening? So let's check for game started. Okay, setting game started. So are we at least getting to this? Yeah, we should be getting here. Should at least be getting here. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're in here. Now, let's see the menu. Might be at the bottom. Nope. Huh. Why do we not see the... We should see menu ID. I assume it's alphabetical, but we don't see it anywhere here. Why is that? Oh, because this is under protected attributes. Okay. In menu, no menu. Interesting. Oh, I know what the problem is. We're not setting this. We're still doing the old thing. Yep. So when we're checking for species, okay, nope, back here. What we want to be doing is this. There we go. There we go. Not equal equal, sorry. Just one equal here. I'm gonna actually assign it. Okay, and here what we're doing is select background. Beautiful. So let's just test that this works. I think we're there. Okay, we're in the background menu. Beautiful, we're in the background menu. Okay, so now we need to add the new message send code. All right, progress, making progress here. Okay, so now we can check. So say this. And so what's amazing here is that if the game has started, we're automatically checking whether we're in menus. So if we're resuming a game, there won't be any menu. And so we'll just start sending actions. It's beautiful. Just by doing it like this, we automatically solve the problem. Actually, earlier I said we're going to need to come back here. I don't think we're going to need to. So, oh my God, I have such an appreciation for cleaner code. This just feels so much more readable. I am in heaven. Oh my goodness. We are going to have some really cool AI agents running here. But the next few streams, it's going to be great. Thank you for bearing with me. I know this is not the most entertaining part of the thing because don't have any agent running, but we will soon. And we're going to have agents that can run really long games and reconnect, which is going to be great. Okay. So we're now handling background. So we need another one of these for the background and for the weapon choice. I'm gonna say, let's try and keep it a select weapon. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so. And then what I want to do here, send species selection is true. Awesome. Okay, we want to do something similar. So I think the code's going to look quite similar. And you might be saying maybe we could wrap this into a function. I know it's a little redundant, or it seems kind of redundant. Just have an argument, wrap it into a function, and reuse the code. But it's just a few lines of code, and I don't know. Sometimes, I guess this is a good question. Sometimes if you try to reduce redundancy completely and be like super efficient, what can end up happening is you just have a million functions in your code, and then like someone new comes along, they want to look at your library, and they just have to like jump through like 10 functions to get to the place where you're actually having the little piece of logic that's like doing something. And so I don't know. It's kind of nice to just have it all right here. You don't have to jump around. So I don't know if there's any like senior software developers out there who are just like, no, this is terrible. Let me know. I'm open. I'm all ears. Okay, what we're gonna say is if the background. So just a reminder here, we have this config file right over here. We have background. That's what we're doing right now. And we're just going to say if that's not an option, we have a problem. And we want to make sure we update all of these. So background and background options. Jason, what are you talking about when you say that? You're talking about all the functions that you wrap, and you have to like go click. Yeah. Oh my God. I know. I mean, I get it. Like, you want to have good code design. You want to have factories and all this stuff. Like that's good, right? You want to do that. But man, sometimes digging through that code, it just feels like a labyrinth. Okay. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. That's awesome. Okay, so now I think we're just gonna, I think just everywhere there's the word species, we can change this to be background. And as you can see, this is case sensitive, so we still need to change it here. And let's change it here too. All right. Background selection. Ooh, yeah, we didn't change it here. All right. Yes, right? Might as well just run the code through an obfuscator. Okay, and now the last menu, and then we're golden. So we are now in the select weapon. Okay, sent species selection. Oh, sorry, we need to update this too. We would, hopefully we'd catch that error. Okay, and this is weapon selection, and then I think this is gonna be starting weapon. Okay, and weapons options. Okay, let's change this. Ooh. We missed it once here. Okay. Species, background, weapon. Weapon blank, specified config is not available. Available choices are, and this is going to be starting weapon, and weapons options. Is it weapons options, plural? Whoa. Yeah, weapons, plural. Okay. Here we go. And then most of these I'm just going to change to be weapon selection, right? And let's change this to be weapon. This, is there one other place? Background, right? This needs to be weapon. Let's just do that. I think we got it everywhere. And then, so I'm going to put a note here. We're not going to do it right now, but I'm going to say, check for inventory menu and other menus, right? And then we're going to say if not self dot in menu, now we can just send actions and start playing the game. So let's see what we get. So what we're going to do, we're just going to be hopeful. Let me do a thing here. So we're just going to be hopeful here, and it's probably not going to work on the first try, but it's sometimes fun to do that. So let's just run it, and we'll click and observe. We're in this menu. Okay, got through that menu. Is it going to get through the weapons menu? Sending background selection message of, right, so we did not, I think we didn't clear out the fact that we're not in a menu anymore. No. Sorry. If we had sent this message, it should have worked. So it actually didn't work because the game would have changed. You know what? Oh, yes, we need to add some more functionality. Whoops. Okay. So I know exactly what the problem is. We have species parsing, menu option parsing. We don't have anything for weapons yet. This is a just simple duplication and, basically just readjusting some of the terms here. So now instead of background, we're going to be selecting weapon selection, and let's do it here too. And let's just check here. So you have a choice of weapons. So this is the string we want to look into, and this is in title, just like before over here. So I think we're fine. So if it's title, except we're going to use this phrase instead, you have a choice of weapons. And if that's true, we're going to get the weapon options. So what I'm going to do is everywhere that there's the word background here, I'm going to change this to be weapons. Yeah. Is it weapons main? Actually, let me, weapon main. Wow. Okay. Weapon dash main is the name of the menu ID here in the JSON message from the server. Weapons options. This is fine. I think we have do we have a self variable in it? No, we don't. Okay. Well, now we just need to actually duplicate this code. So this is background selection, and now we're just gonna do this. This is weapons code. Weapon selection menu. Yep. And this is gonna be, okay, actually we need to change, this is gonna be, okay, actually just, you know, a little bit of just work here, but actually we want to say setting self.inMenu equals to this. This is what we want to say, because we're actually no longer have individual flags for these things. So we should duplicate that in all of these. And this is going to be background. Background, background, background. Okay, that's everywhere. And then let's do the same thing here, except this is going to be select weapon. And weapon selection, in menu, select, and what is this? Yeah, weapon, okay. Self.weapon options. Weapons options. Whoa. And yeah, we just need to change this to be weapon options. Whoa. Okay. All right. And then I think is that everything? I think that's everything we need to do. I think the API will still think we're in a menu. We won't have cleared the in the menu trigger, but at least in the game, that should get us through all the menus. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so we're gonna observe. Okay, we're in the character selection. Ooh, we're getting an error somewhere. What is the error? Please select your species. We're getting that. Sending species selection menu. We're getting that. A JSON decode error. So where is this really? This is in on message. So we're getting a decoding error. Interesting. All right. So before this happened, what was the last thing to print out? Is it, let's just see here. Look at this big message. Wow, this is massive. Oh, I think this is from spectating. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, message map. Okay, message map, sending the inventory here. Player name. This is all one big, yeah, this is a huge thing. Decoding turns it into this. Message into string. Oh, you know what? I think it doesn't like this. Maybe it's not. Well, first of all, I think we need to change that. But also, nope, I don't want to change that. No, let's leave it. Let's leave it. I think it doesn't matter. Well, no, it's printing this. Does it have a problem with that? What is the error? Let's see what the error says. Oh my goodness. Let's scroll through all this. Expecting value. So basically it's saying it's not complete. Self.on message end. Oh man, you know what? Let's run it again. See if we get that same error. I'll let it run all the way through. So I don't know if it's sending the weapon actually here. If you notice, we didn't get the same output as before. I think it's because that was the spectator output. Yeah, so it's in here. Yeah, see, now it prints all that stuff. So somehow when we spectate, it doesn't like it. JSON decode. I wonder, you know what? I wonder if there's a way we could just try to like fix the JSON. Like I wonder if there's like a repaired JSON library. But yeah, this is a little messy. So let's just check if we're sending the message. So I think that, are we setting the right variables? So weapon selection, weapon main, so if that's true, we're in this menu, and then here I actually want to debug this. Let's go ahead and just debug this. So we're not going to spectate because spectating has some stuff going on. So let's just see if we get here. Let's run the debugger. We're not gonna watch it in the browser to avoid that problem. So okay, we never get here. Do we get here? Yeah, we get here. And let's see, so in self, we have to go all the way down to protected variables. That's where our stuff is. And in menu is character creation, select background. That's the menu we're in. So then I guess we need to check this. Are we gonna get it at all? No, it's probably no more. It's probably waiting on us before it's sending any messages. So let's just rerun the debugger with that new breakpoint. Actually, okay, just to make things a little cleaner, we only ever want to do this if we're in a game. So if self.game started. So that'll just save us some effort there. Okay, how many messages? Game started is true. Let's do that. Let's do that. We're sending stuff. Okay, it's species. Now we're looking at still in species. Now we've parsed the background. Sending background selection message. Awesome. And now let's see what our values are here. So self. Well, I guess let's step in, and what's JSON message? You have a choice of weapons. Okay, so let's step over. V here is, oh, okay dokie. Okay, all right. This is the problem. It's not title, it's prompt. This is a little different. Okay. All right. I think that may solve our problem. Okay. So let's just run here. Hopefully that solved it all. Let's just see if they get all the way through all the menus. Has no attribute. Okay. You know what? No weapons plural ever anywhere. So we're going to refactor this to be weapon options. And do we have weapons anywhere else? So I think here, anywhere there's weapons, we're going to just change it to be singular. Okay. Maybe that fixes that problem, hopefully. Okay, it still is complaining. It doesn't have... Oh, yes, of course. That was a copy-paste mistake. Okay, let's run. Oh, yep. Yep. I do like keeping this as starting weapon because it's more clear for the human. So let's keep that. Starting weapon. Let's keep that. And then let's also, okay, this is starting weapon. So let's, yeah, okay. Hopefully, yeah, we'll see if we get any more error messages. Sending weapon selection message. All right. So now if we go observe, it might crash. Oh no. Interesting. Is it gonna crash? I wonder if it's... So it doesn't like when we spectate. Well, actually, it's just when we call JSON decode. Sorry. No, it's when we call JSON load string. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't like loading it as a string. But we've already decoded it. So this is super interesting. We might be able to get around it. Okay. Well, it's a big function. All right. So I actually think we're gonna take a little bit of a break here. I'm gonna get a little snack and come back refreshed. So I think we're close to getting through all the menus, and we got to figure out this spectator problem. But yeah, if you guys just want to hold tight, let's take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back. So we will come back. I'll come back at 8:53. Let's do that. Let's make this visible. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for sticking around. If you have any questions or anything, post them in the chat, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right. Welcome back. Let's pick up where we left off. Had a little snack, got some peppermint tea with some honey, ready to rock and roll. Okay. What were we working on? Okay. So there's this spectator error message. I almost just want to say, I almost feel like, oh yeah, I'm not sure how to deal with this, to be honest. What I'd really like to do right now is just write an if statement that could kind of ignore it. Oh, you know what? You know what we're going to do? We're just going to throw a try catch around here. So, because this is the line that's failing, right? It's line 174. Yeah, we just pressed enter, so that's the right line. So we're just going to try this. And we're going to, actually, what's the error message? I'm just going to do a blanket. And we're just going to say, I think actually this message is going to be really important to parse. Yeah. But for now, we just want to test that we can get through the menu. So let's do that. Okay. Let's run it again. Okay, that's background, weapon, sent the weapon selection message. But then it's kind of just hanging. And I wonder why that is. What is the last message we got? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Menu ID, weapon main. Sending weapon selection. Did we actually send it? Weapon selection message. Weapon selection hotkey. We got a key code of 9. So is that right? Is the name of the weapon right? Well, I guess, okay, so we can manually debug this pretty easily. So let's cancel this. And so what I can do is I can go to, I don't think you can see this, but you can go to developer tools and then, click network at the top, WebSockets, and hit refresh. Now you see there's this WebSocket, and here, these are the messages being sent back and forth. The ones that are being sent to the browser are encoded. They're binary messages, so you can't read them as well, but you can at least see what we should be sending. Okay, so it's a new game. Let's select the Minotaur, Berserker, which is what we did. So we're seeing, right, when we selected the Berserker, we sent message, I'm sorry. That was a focus. We sent message 105. Yeah, these are showing focus. It's showing where we highlight because it's actually doing something for highlighting. So, but what I want to see is if we click hand axe. What is this saying actually? This might tell us right here. $99. Okay, I don't know what that is. Anyway, let's select hand axe. Right? And so what we had sent was 99. So what we should see here actually is that we find the weapon option with a hotkey of 99 that is the hand axe. But here it's 9, but here it's 99. Maybe that's our problem, actually. We're sending 9, but 9 isn't a valid option because only 99 is a valid option. So that's strange, isn't it? Found weapon hand axe with hotkey 9. Let's find out where we are printing this message. No, really? Oh, because hand axe is definitely a, yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, hotkey is weapon option. Hotkey, weapon option. And when we do, oh, why is it saying this? This is a good question. Found a weapon hand axe with 99. And yeah, okay. So this is correct, but then somehow it's changing it. Just found weapon, return to character menu with hotkey 8. Help with hotkey. Hand axe. I think this is a special thing that has to do with the menu, actually. So let's quit the game and let's play it again. Let's Minotaur Berserker, and then hand axe. It might be by default. But actually, no. Oh, description is select your old weapon. And that's hand axe. But you know, that still should work if we send key code 9. What are these other descriptions? These other descriptions are empty. So that's something we can filter. This is not the cleanest, but it's not the worst either. So let's just say if weapon option description is equal to the empty string, then we will continue with all of this. And sorry, this too. Is that going to solve our problem? Let's see if that solves our problem. Oh, whoops, I'm logged in as Midcut. Let me just log out real quick and run it again. Background, weapon options. Okay, I think we're in the game. So, yes. Will you be the one to retrieve the Orb of Zot, is what it's going to say. The fabulous Orb of Zot. Guys, we've gotten through the menus. This is a big success. I'm going to go ahead and just commit now. Git commit. Handling starting menus. Let's just say first draft because we might make some changes. First draft of handling starting menus is complete. Do a git push. Alrighty. And if we go here, all right, we see that we're in the game. Did we get another error? We didn't get another error. So maybe we can just, I don't know why that is. Maybe we can just say ready to spectate or something. That was clean. Yeah, see, these kind of like weird errors like that we only get sometimes. It's just been a nightmare. I mean, it's way better now with this new library. But with autobahn instead of using WebSockets. I mean, autobahn is on top of WebSockets, but we are not using WebSockets directly. We're using autobahn. So that solves some of the problems, but still you saw there was that sometimes if we try and watch the agent too early. So maybe we'll just have a little flag here that just says, okay, you can now is a good time to watch the agent and spectate. Not the worst thing if the human has to wait like a second or two. All right. This is wonderful. So how do we know that we're not in the menu anymore? Let's look at the messages the server is sending us. So we're getting You know what I want to do is I want to look at these messages. So let's just make a new Scratch file. Yeah, let's make it JSON. Did it from what was on? Okay, cool. And on the commas, I'm just gonna hit enter, so we can get a list of things. Okay, so name is Midka, species. This is all the stuff about the player. Great, we want that. This is the messages. Map input mode 1. I don't know. So I will say this. What we could do is we could just assume by default that we're not in a menu unless, ooh, I don't like it. I don't like that actually. Well, unless there's a problem with our, so here we check for species menu selection. Right, that's where we're setting it. But here, when we're sending it, I think we can just clear it, right? So if we're in the select species, I think what we can do is we can say, once we're done, clear the menu. So we can just say self.inMenu equals menu.noMenu. Let's do this at the end of each one of these, and let's see if we have any problems. Because I think that in between us setting this variable, kind of resetting it back to no menu, then we'll have received a message, and then it will set this to be true. Although actually, to be safe, because this is, and to avoid race conditions, because this stuff is happening, could be happening at the same time, let's do it right before we send the message. Right before we send the message, clear the menu. This only fails if the message being sent fails. So I think this is what we should do. You gotta be careful with race conditions here, weird timing of things. So, for sure, it's not gonna receive a message before it's not gonna receive a message that it's like in another menu or in something else before we've sent the message. So we're safe to clear it here, right? So we've already gotten to this piece of code. We know we're going to send this message to handle the current menu we're in. So it's okay if we're going to clear this menu. What matters is that we got here and now we can clear it. And if we clear it before, I think this will avoid a race condition. So let's do it here too. And then, let's test it out. Let's make sure the agent can actually get back and start the game. So what I'm actually going to do is open a new private window. You're not watching me right now, because I'm just not showing this in my stream, but basically I'm just gonna log in manually, go to the agent, and I'm gonna log in as the agent and just exit out of the game manually. Just gonna log in and exit. So, okay. Oh, I need to stop this. It won't let me do that. Okay. So, okay. So, and yeah, well, yeah. Too much time. I was gonna show something extra there, but let's just we're making progress. So okay, logging in as the agent. I'm now clearing the game. Game is gone. Player has died. So we're doing it. We are game started. Background options, weapon options. Okay, looks like we got through the menus just fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in business. Okay, very, very cool. And what this means is that now we're not in a menu. So now we can say it's actually not if not self menu. It's if self and menu equals menu.noMenu. Submit actions and play the game. All right. So this is the exciting work. For those of you who are new to the stream tonight, we actually have a planning agent that does goal reasoning and exploration. And it's kind of cool to watch, but you haven't seen it yet because we've been debugging the networking code. So let us hook that all up. Oh my goodness, this is just wonderful. And our spectating error went away. So that's convenient for the time being. We will get back and probably have something to oh, you know what? It might be that try catch. You know what? I bet it's that try catch. It's not actually, it's still failing somewhere. So yeah, we'll deal with it. Okay. So in main web server.py, this is where our agent runs. And you know what, I'm going to make this text a little bigger. I did check on the break and saw that it can be a little small or a little low resolution. I'm going to change my resolution next time. I apologize if it's not crisp. So I'm going to go in editor and let's just bump it up by 2. Hopefully that makes it a little easier to read and follow along. Right. So what is fantastic now is that, and we didn't have this before. Now we have this config file, right? So if the agent's starting a new game, it'll enter the species background starting weapon. Otherwise, it'll just connect to the existing game. And we'll probably make an argument that could force a new game later, but let's just move on now and see if we can get. So, okay. In main.py web server, we had commented this code because we were debugging it. So actually we don't need any of this. That was when I was debugging other libraries. We want to print this. Our agent is the fast downward agent. So I don't think we need any of this. Don't need these special, I had special time.sleep actions because if I sent too many messages too quickly with the old connection code we had to the WebSockets, it would like bug out and oh my goodness, it's just so much better. So I think we don't, before we had this code, I know it's all commented out, so it's not color coded here. Well, we can just make that a little easier. We had, we were doing these special setup actions, all this stuff. This is all being handled by the config automatically now, which is just beautiful. So we don't need any of this code, which is just awesome. It's always nice to have your main function like really, really tight and clean so people can see just high level what's happening. Ideally, I want this to be like 3 lines of code. Get the state of the world from the game, ask the agent what action it wants to take, send the action. That's it. All in a loop, I should say. I guess the loop code adds a few more lines, but under 10 lines of code would be ideal. And we need to get the game state. Yeah, we want to check as long as the agent has it. Okay, so what about this? Where are we getting the game from? So, right. So we just started running it here. Okay, this is something we need to figure out. So if we go to this protocol class, we have a game state. So we should be able to just say, to the factory that, and I know this factory, this is not a great name. I might rename that, but I think we can just do factory dot get, I think just got dot get game state. And so basically here, we have game state, and let's just add a function. Let's do it at the end, because this is more about parsing. But I think we're just gonna do def get game state. And we're just going to return self.game state.game get. What's the function? Okay. This is in game state.py. We have this big game state object. This is what's keeping track of everything that's going on in this game, which there's a lot of stuff going on in the game. So there's player information, tile information, blah, 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 the cell map. Where is... drawing the map. We really want that object. I'm just going to have it be that. So let's just return the game state. Let's just do that. Self.get game state. And this is what we call it, right? Sorry, I know I'm bouncing around a lot here. Okay, so we create a game state here. That's fine. Just be blank. And then as long as we're calling update on this, whenever we get a message, which are we? Find usages. No, we're not. So that's something that we need to add. Basically on message, we need to say, I'm just going to do a time.sleep here of 3 seconds. Let's do 5 seconds just so I can see if this actually is being triggered. And maybe we want to add some code later, but we can just do, I think before we do this, let's do self.gamestate.update. I think it's update. Message from server is the message as JSON. Whoa, message as JSON. Okay. Local variable JSON might be message before. Okay, let's do this then. Message as JSON. Let's just set equal to that. Empty JSON message. And then we can do factory.get game state. And now we have a game state object. And so we can draw the world. And so monsters next action. And so then, I'm just going to remove all this. And then we're just going to, I think this is the rest of the code. Yeah, but we still have to change it quite a bit because we have the new protocol. Okay, so basically we have an agent. We're going to give it the game state. We're going to say, give me the next action I should execute. If the next action, if it's not in the API that we have a problem. It's not yet implemented. I don't know. I think we have like 90 actions implemented. I think we have almost all of them. Little quick tea break here. All right, and now we're checking. So if it's a planning agent, we're gonna just print out some useful information. And now we basically just want to say factory.set next action. So we just need to add a little bit of code in the web connection code. So I think what we want to do is I think ready to send action. So what I want to do is let's do this. Let's just do a simple flag based functionality. So we're gonna say def ready to send action, and we're gonna return self.ready. No, it doesn't like. Oh, it's an underscore. Self.ready to send action. So we're gonna do that, and then def set next action to send. And this is going to be action message. And then we're going to do self dot next action as JSON. Let's just do next action message equals action message. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to say, I think it's pretty simple. If we're not in the menu, okay, there's a lot going on here. We know the game has started. We're not in a menu. I think that basically what we're going to do is this. We're going to say if not self dot ready to send action. So if we're not ready to send an action, because this does start out to be false, but we're not in a menu, and if we don't have an action, right, and not self dot next action message. So if these things are both not true, then I think we're going to say, okay, we're ready to send a message. Ready to send action. Otherwise, we're going to say if self dot ready to send action and not self dot next action message. Then if this is what then what we're going to say is, sorry, this is going to set this equal to be true. Self dot ready to send action, and I think what we're gonna say is we're gonna set this to be false. We're gonna send the action, so we're gonna do self dot send message JSON dot dump s. And I think this is going to be self.action. I'm sorry. If we're ready to send an action, but we don't have an action message. Okay, let's just take a little second here. Think about this. So if we haven't done anything, right? So if we're not in a menu, I think the first if statement is correct. We're just going to mark that we're ready to send the action. If we're ready to send the action, so I think then if we're ready to send the action and we have an action message, then we're going to say we're not ready to send an action while we're sending it. Go ahead and send it. Next action message. And then we'll just go ahead and say self ready to send action is equal to true. And we're going to clear out self.next action message is equal to false. And I think we're going to say self.last message sent is equal to self.next action message, because that might be useful later. So let's just check we have both of these implemented. And then else, if else is true, I think we're just going to pass. So what I want to say here is print we are now ready to send an action. Print we are about to send action blank. Self.next action message. And then we're going to say we are now ready. We just basically want to say this. And let's go back. Let's make sure we have both of these defined in the init, which we have ready to send action. And let's just set it here. Self.lax message. This will be none. Should this be none? This might be better to be none, but let's do none. Hopefully. So then I think I should change this if statement. Sorry about this. We should say if, whoop, nope, need a space, is none. That's better. And then we'll say none here. Okay, so then basically, if we just check our function here, we have set next action to send, and it's doing that. So I think we're good. So I think we go back here. I think all we have to do is say if factory dot get ready. No, can we not? I'm calling a custom function here. Should be able to call them ready to send action. It's not auto completing for me, but maybe that's just, it's a type thing. If it's ready to send the action, then we're gonna do factory. Factory dot set. Doesn't have it here. Okay. Set next action to send. And we are gonna make this what we were doing before. So how was I doing this before? Let me look in main.py. Send and receive command. This was the code, the ugly code we had before. Send command, and then it was doing a JSON encode. We were doing action.get. That's what we want. This is what we want. Getting the execution representation. So I think we want to do this. Of the next action. And yeah, well then, and then I basically want to make sure that we always get the most recent game state. I wonder if for every reason if there's a little delay. I'll have to see if there's synchronization errors that come up, but are we gonna get synchronization errors? Let's see what happens. I don't know if it's gonna go that fast, if it's gonna run too fast here. Okay, but anyway, I think we might have a little issue here. I'm gonna just debug this actually. And let's run it and see what happens. Okay, console. Oh. Oh, okay, nope. Let's just keep going. Don't care about that breakpoint. We're now ready to send an action. Okay, cool. And are we not here? Just running infinitely? Let's try this. Oh, we have. Oh, we're in the game before. Which this should have just worked automatically. Something's going on here. Okay, let's Okay, let me log in separately as that agent and exit out. Just cancel that game. Okay, let's try to do this here. Run it again. Okay, we're setting the weapon options, all this stuff. Okay. Okay, interesting. Well, so where are we? Where's the code being stuck, I guess? Oh, let me just make sure. No, this has to be true. Yeah, game connection 4. Okay, I just had to make sure that was going. And are we even getting here and here? Oh, we may not be getting here because of this loop.run forever. This might just be blocking it. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. I think we're going to have to get the async IO event loop and then deal with that. So, okay. All right. This is going to take a little bit of thinking here. Oh, I'm closing the loop. Is that my problem? Did I close it here? Oh my goodness. If that's the problem, oh my goodness. Yeah, we're never getting here. Loop.run forever. Huh. Well, what should we do? We could put it in here. We could just put the loop and everything in here. That's not the worst thing. There's not much happening here. All we're basically doing is doing this loop. So I honestly wonder if we should just do let's just try this. We can refactor things later. Run agent. Let's just do that. And in run agent, we are going to, oh, but it should be a coroutine. Interesting. Well, yeah, we can call run actually we can just say get agent next action, and we can just call this whenever we're ready for the agent to execute a next action. So what we could say is factory.protocol. And then what we can do is we can say factory.set agent to be the fast downward planning agent. So let's just implement this function. Set agent and self dot. Sorry, this is agent. Self dot agent equals agent. And then if self dot agent, then we're going to, what are we going to do? Well, we're just going to get the game state. We're going to do next action is this. Self.agent get action, and this is going to be self.gamestate. And if that is true, well, we could just go ahead and do all this code. And do we need to do all the code? I don't think we need to do all the code. I'm just gonna say next action, and if that's true, and then this is what we're gonna send. So actually, I mean, we can just call this function to get the next agent's next action. So we'll just return next action. Otherwise, we'll return none. This is not exactly ideal, but if this works super smoothly, it's a much better solution than we had before. It still doesn't feel perfect, but basically now what we can do is we can say, basically forget all this stuff about self dot next action. Let's just do this. Say we are ready to send, and then if we are ready to send, then let's say we're not ready while, just while we're sending. Let's say next action is equal to just give me 1 sec. I just want to pause things for a second. Just gonna invite one of my buddies actually to the stream. All right, let's see if he joins. That'd be pretty cool. Sorry about that. Okay, next action. We're just gonna do. This is self.get. Or is it agent? So many. All the parent methods are clogging up my IntelliSense. Okay. Get agent next action. That's what I want to call. Here. So if this is true, so if next action, then we're going to send the message. And what are we going to do? We are going to do self.next action, but then we have to, so I have actions as an enumeration, and then they are linked to the WebSocket messages that need to be sent. That's why we have this special get execution representation function. So we're going to do that. And this, okay, no, we're not going to do self.next action. We're just going to do next action, which is this local variable, because don't want to call that twice. Otherwise the agent Might think it's executing 2 actions, but it's only doing 1. Hopefully that's right. There might be another step there that we need to do. And last message sent. This is good to keep around. We actually might want to keep a list later. Just say this is next action. We don't need this variable anymore. And we are now going to say that we're ready to send the action. So let's just say that. Okay. So I think this should work. So then over here, we just need to set the agent, and then it's just running. And this is it. This is it. It's all gone. This feels pretty great. This feels pretty great. I mean, I did achieve my goal. Look at that. Less than 10 lines of code in main, which, okay. Let's see. That's pretty smooth. Will it work? Let's try it. Beautiful. No attribute set agent. Okay, so okay. Why is that not working? It says it doesn't have a function set agent, but it does. Factory dot protocol dot set agent. Maybe that's what I have to do. Doesn't like it somehow. Passing agent. Fast downward planning agent instead of game connection for DCSS protocol. Oh no, is set agent a built-in function? Let's try it. If I'm overloading something, oof, I don't want to do that. Agent? What do you mean? This is the agent. Really? I bet there's, oh my goodness. I bet if we go to this class, we are going to find a set. Ooh. Oh man, okay. Okay, this might require me to go look at the autobahn. You know, let's go look. Let's go look. Okay. This is, sometimes you got to do this. Googling is the thing. So autobahn library Python autobahn. Okay. Home page. Let's go to the home page. Web application. Wow, it's done a lot of stuff. Okay, let's documentation. Okay. Clients and servers. This is great. It does feel fast. High performance. It does feel really fast, which is great. It feels faster than what our previous solution. So, okay, my server protocol so they haven't added any of their own functions. To actually run above server protocol, you need some lines of boilerplate. What's this? Factory.protocol, listen, reactor.run. But there's not. I want to see about custom functions in the basically in your my protocol class. Creating clients on messagey derive. Okay, so I think we're using twisted async IO imports. Base protocol. Oh, let me increase this a little so you guys can see what I'm reading. Hopefully it's a little bit more interesting if you're still following along. So it'd be great if I could find an example where they have their own function. Create a factory. Yeah, I get all this. This is all lovely, but okay, let's just check this out and see. Client.py. Is there any custom? There's not. There's no custom. Come on, there's gotta be client only options. I might just, if I can't find something. My component application session. Ooh, what's this? And a WAMP router. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if we need to do all of that. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. In main.py, we're launching it. We set the agent. There's got to be a way to call custom functions. I feel like let's debug this. Let's debug this. Let's get to here. Let's debug, and then we can look through the code. I'm sure somewhere. So factory, right? Headers log loop protected attributes coroutine ready. So has all this stuff built in. Protocol is this class. Does it have functions? Has protected attributes, but that's not where our functions are. So where are our functions? Okay, protocol. Is that it? Protected attributes. Huh. You gotta be kidding. Really? Just no access to them? It's the logger. So this is the protocol. Yeah, wow. Huh. Wow. Yeah, maybe you're not allowed to do that. Wow. Yeah. If we just go to factory.protocol, right? I guess this is this showing I guess this doesn't show functions. This is only variables. But it doesn't, does it have our variables? It doesn't have our variables either. But what I'm tempted to do is just do a dir on factory.protocol. And close connection on message. Oh, begin message. Oh no, it has these functions. It has these functions here, but it's showing them. Well, let's see if we can call one of these. So let's see if we can do, let's see if we can do check for ping. Jason, thanks for coming, man. It was great to have you. Cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, hit subscribe if you haven't. And cool. Awesome. Yeah, happy to answer questions offline too. You can just hit me up anytime. And yeah, have a good night. Thanks for coming. Okay, I'm going to do another watch variable here. No. Well, let's, okay. Okay, I want to try to do factory dot protocol dot check for ping. Okay. Missing 2 required positional arguments, self and JSON message. So do I need to do factory dot protocol? I guess, okay. I guess if we go back here and look, on message has a self argument, right? On open has a self, on connect has self. These have self, so you know, I'm surprised that it feels like there isn't this isn't the self that it needs. So, I mean, we could try this. I almost wonder, should we do factory dot protocol dot see, it has them here. I feel like there might be some feature about Python that I'm not aware of, which could very well be the case. See, all the functions are here. So, is this gonna work? Expected DCSS protocol got type. Oh, interesting. Is protocol a list? Protocol didn't. Interesting. This is okay. You know what? Let's Google. Let's just see if we can find anything on autobahn. Call functions. I don't know. Call custom functions. Of the protocol. It's probably a bad Google. WebSocket. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so protocols. Okay, we already looked at this actually. How do I call an autobahn? Okay, let's look here. Oh, you have to do this or something? Okay, well, let's, okay, the only issue here is just setting the agent. There's gotta be some way to interact. I'm just so surprised. I guess. You know what? This is what I want to do. I want to debug until here, And then what I want to do is I want to go to factory. Well, I was actually looking at this before, but loop. Huh. See, it has this protocol. Huh, interesting. What is protocol here? This is kind of an issue for the code. Okay. These people are just doing simple things with it. If I can't figure this out tonight, I think I actually will post on Stack Overflow. I don't want to do that. No, only Python. Okay, this might be. It's the same thing. Let me see what he's trying to do though. If it's, oh no. 7 years ago. Okay. Okay. Transports and protocols. Okay, I think this is going to answer my question. Okay. Oh, you know what? I know this is not perhaps the best thing, but it would solve our problem for now. Is we are reading the config file, right? So we could put the config file here. We could put it in the config file. So basically, if we go to config, we can say agent name, agent class, agent. It's not class. It's this is web server config. That's web server config, default config, class. Let's do AI config, right? And so what we're gonna do is, I think we're just gonna call AI Python class equals. Oh man, this is not great, but this is at least an improvement, I think. I'm not trying to convince myself it's an improvement. You know, because the thing is here, what we can do is so from agent we import all the agents, right? So we can just go here and we can just say from agent import star, and then what we can do is in DCSS protocol we can say we can basically do something that's like loads the agent. Def load AI agent, and what we're basically going to do is we're going to say, so in agent.py, we have fast downward planning agent. And this is the string that we're going to put in config. And then here, we're just going to say self.ai agent equals how do we instantiate a class dynamically? How to instantiate a class dynamically in Python. I know we can do it. You can use getAttribute to access the class. Okay, so self.ai agent. Let's make sure we need to import all AI classes so that whatever one is in the config file, it will be found. Let's say that. Okay, then we can go all the way back down, not that far down. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna say, yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Module equals don't think we need to do the no, we've already imported it. So I think we're fine. So I think we can say get attribute the module. So this is going to be config.ai config.ai Python class. Okay, this is going to be agent then. And then do we just do underscore like that? Is that an error message there? End of statement. Expected. Well, then oh, no, sorry. That was just me misreading stuff. Then we just instantiate it. That's it. That's it. Amazing. So this should work. This should work. And then if we go to main, all the way over here, we just do this. And we run it. Oh my goodness. DCSS protocol object has no attribute agent. Let's call it self.agent. This doesn't exist. I guess we can't have setters. So we're gonna remove the setters. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So let's run it. Has no attribute agent? No? Oh, yeah, I don't make it anywhere. Okay. Oh, right, and I'm not loading it. So what I want to do is say self.agent. I just want to do self.load AI agent. loads the AI agent specified in the AI config in config.py. Okay. String object has no attribute, fast downward planning agent. Really? Get attribute agent. What was it saying? Can also use import lib. The module, yeah, the module's agent. You know, let's just do that instead. Let's use import lib. Why not? Yeah. Import lib. And learning a lot of new things. That's not every day you do some dynamic class loading in Python. Module equals import lib dot import module, and this is agent. So hopefully that's fine. Oh. Python import lib. Okay, that's old Python. Okay. Import module name. Specifies what module to import in absolute or relative terms. Okay. Well, let's try this as module, and then we'll try this as being module, and then that, and then just call that. Let's try that. Oh, it looks like it worked. Is it working? No. Payload must have type bytes, but was class string. Must have type bytes. Okay, so we just need to encode it then. So then we just do dot encode UTF-8. All right. Wow. You're kidding me. This is a big deal because this was an existing game. We had never had this work before. Oh my goodness. Breakthroughs are happening. Wow. This is fantastic. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are operational again with some new networking code. I think the code is cleaner. Everything's now specified in a config file. So, yeah, we'll need to do a little more debugging just to make sure things are happening. Is it moving randomly? There's discrepancies in the player's location. You have to check a few things, but I think we're in business. Yeah, that discrepancy is not really a discrepancy, I don't think. They're always the same number. It's planning. Look at that. Woo. Wow, this is amazing. Switch goal to attack, right? New goal not has monster. Planning again. We are in business. We are in business. Now, I can't push this to the master branch yet because we need to test this protocol on the command line. And right now that only runs, and I'm only ever planning to get it to run on a Linux command line, not in Windows PowerShell or anything like that. Of course, if somebody wanted to work on that, they could. But I don't think it's that important. So we can't merge it into the master branch yet. We should do a little bit more testing, see how things go. But this is a big deal. So this is a really big deal. So if we go back to our progress, have we finished refactoring? We might need to double check that. But we've done this, right? This is a major accomplishment. Developed an agent that can connect in the middle of a game and tested that it works. So now, actually, let's do it. Let's cancel it. The game was saved, right? And now let's hit play. Let's see if it reconnects. Reconnects just fine. Right where it left off. It's planning. Look at that. Oh my goodness. We didn't have to write any special code. Just the code that we wrote already just worked. Oh man, when you write code and it works in multiple different scenarios, that is the best feeling. Okay, so before we end tonight, we're going to double check the WebSocket connection code. We've done this. Well, actually, no, we haven't. So you know what? Let's do it right now. Let me go in and kill it. You should be nice to your AIs, but sometimes you have to just end them so they can be reincarnated. Okay. Is it starting a new game okay? Is it going to complain if I spectate in the middle? Play a game with your previous choice. It doesn't like that. Yeah, see, there's this whole previous choice thing that I'm just going to remove for now because it's already redundant in our thing. So I'm actually just going to do that. See, it's always good to test your code a lot because, yeah, so game connection 4. Oh, we need to rename that. There's a lot of things. Okay, let's make a note. So we need to 3 rename game connection. We need to do that. But before we do that, let's check things are working. So what I want to do is, in weapons, when I do weapon options, I have this. And I want to do this for the rest of them. If background option, I guess I should check description. Oh no, this has descriptions. That won't work, actually. That will not work. Okay, you know what? We should pop up a message. We should pop up a text box or do something to let the player know they can now spectate the agent. So, later, future issues, let's detect when someone is spectating and print special information if they are. That's something we could do later. We will want to do that. What do we do in the meantime? So it didn't like that I had selected something. So, okay, let's just run it again. Background. Oh, yeah. Play a new game with your previous choice. Why does it say Berserker? Oh, because that is Minotaur Berserker. You know, it's always hotkey 9. So, like, a bit of a hack. I kind of want to avoid this kind of stuff. I don't know a better way of doing it, though. If hotkey does not equal 9. Yeah, if it does not equal 9. Then do all this. Um, 9 corresponds to the background used in the last game. Ignore for now. Ignore for now. And then to do is to find a better solution. Okay, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this everywhere, I think. So I like it better than this. Yeah. Except we're gonna put this line first. Oh, if I copy that directly, does that mean no? This is background option. Yeah. Okay, and then let's do the same thing for. Well, species wasn't a problem, I don't think. It got to background just fine. So let's just play again. What? Hotkey is 9. Is it an integer? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is hotkey? Oh yeah. 105, 112, it's an integer. It's an integer. So if they're all integers, then yep, it was 9. Okay, so it's an integer. So it has to be the number 9. Okay. Okay. Minotaur, is it going to get failed to parse messages, Jason? Okay, so it's a spectator issue. Oh, but then it looked like it was going to continue. Yeah, it looked like it was going to continue. Maybe I just did it too early. Okay, let's debug it again. Let's run it. I want to see if I can watch. Failure to parse message, but is it going to, it might continue. Oh no. Okay, it doesn't like to do that. So we you know, the other thing I want to do before tonight, rename this clean up print statements for early menus. That's what I want to clean up. All right, let's get it through. Key error dungeon. Task exception was never retrieved. Get next action. Why are you calling get next action? Oh, we need to do... No. This is under self.game started. Have we gotten background options? Ooh, there's a... how do we do this? Oh, we need some other check here. This is not enough. This is not enough. Because what happened? We're setting self.inMenu is equal to this. So we did this. And then we found the background option. But then this is being called here. Huh. Can I just run it again? Background option. Play a new game with your previous choice. Just ignore it. Why doesn't... Oh, we got an error. We got an error. Game state up. Key error dungeon. This has been happening a few times. Self.current place. Huh. I guess I don't want to call GameState.update if we're in these menus. So yeah, I guess if we're in a menu, don't call update. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. If self.inMenu equals menu.noMenu, then do that. I like that. Let's try that. Background. Another error. Key error dungeon. Sending species selection message. We could add another flag. Just self.in creation menus equals false. Let's just say character creation menus. So if we, as soon as we get to check for species selection. So if this is true, then this is now true. And basically, once we're out of this, once we've sent our weapon selection, then we can say we're out of this. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and set that here. So then we can do and not self dot in character creation menus. I wonder if that's a problem because I feel like the player information is there. Yeah, that didn't solve anything. I mean, game state should be robust to all this. Should be robust to all that. It's because this is running asynchronously. Huh. Well, coming up on 3 hours here since we started, so I think we're gonna wind down. Can't do everything at once, so made a lot of really good progress. Didn't quite need to do some more thing. So if a game has already started, it can connect just fine. There is some issues with actually, let me just do this. Fix problems with creating a new game and updating the game state object. So I'll just put left off here for next time. Left off here. And yeah. Well, you know, I'm still super thrilled. We've made very good progress. Just made a really awesome progress. Our next few streams are going to be every Thursday in March. We're going to be streaming at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for at least 2 hours. Usually we go longer. Tonight we're going to hit about 3 hours. And thanks for everyone sticking around. If you're watching these videos later, you know, feel free to comment or other things, or subscribe and like. And you know, one stream at a time. We're making a lot of progress, and soon we're gonna have some really cool AI running, and a lot of exciting things happening. So thank you all for coming, and I will see you next week.